I'm Wally. If you don't know me, you should. If you don't love me, you will. Why? Because I'm here to make your life better. Here to make my life better. I'm here to make your life better. I'm the conductor. We're going places. I'm the maestro. There's music to be made. I am the father of feather philosophy. But it's going to cost you a piece of your soul, so look me in my eyes. Go on and get your wallet out, get ready to buy what I'm selling. But before I unleash the content and value platinum spitting mouthpiece on you, I'm going to give you the WallyG guarantee, because I know somebody fresh in the house and they're like, what's the WallyG guarantee? And I'm like, the WallyG guarantee is this. By the time it's all said and done with, you'll either be entertained, because this is Wally, baby. Educated, because this is Wally, baby. Or you'll be inspired, because this is Wally, baby. And after I say something, you're like, that's true, that's a fact. Treat it like it's the collection plate. Go on and hit that Cash App. But what do I want to rap to you about today? A lot of times you might hear people say, it's not about what other people say about you, it's about what you say about you. You ever heard that? I'm sure you have. But I want to add something to that that's going to improve the quality and trajectory of your life, because it's a lot of people stop at what they think about themselves. Well, that's all well and good, because it is about what you think about yourself, but greater than what you think about yourself, it's literally about what you say about yourself. If you're not saying good things about yourself, if you're not actually putting words into this physical reality that we share, then you're going to have a hard time changing the narrative and trajectory of your life and where you're at right now. I know you want some feather philosophy behind that. All right, let me break it down. Everything in this world, everything in this environment, in this realm that we share is just a collection of atoms and molecules, true or false. This is when you're like, true, okay, that's true. If you take a microscope and you look at some leaves, you look at some grass, you look at myself, you look at a fish, you look at a shirt, you look at anything under a high-powered microscope, it's only a collection of vibrating atoms and molecules. When you speak, when you make a pure tone, when you're doing that, you're just vibrating air molecules. Come with me. I'm not going to lose you. Come on. Just stay with me. So, if everything in our environment is just a collection of vibrating atoms and molecules, when you speak and you're putting vibrations into the atoms and molecules in the air, come on, you're beginning to make manifest. You are beginning to make, okay, I just told you and we just agreed that everything is just a collection of vibrating atoms and molecules. And when you speak, you're just vibrating atoms and molecules. So when you speak, you are calling things into being. Nobody told you that before? Or you never thought of it like that? Like either or. But how is it that you've been on this planet that long and you haven't been putting that together? Nobody's actually told you that. When you speak, you are calling things into being. All right, let me put something on top of that. You ever heard somebody hear or seen somebody hear something and they was like, oh, I felt that, or oh, that resonated with me. Oh, I felt that in my soul. You ever experienced that? All right, check this out. Everybody's voice, just like your thumbprint, it's different. It's got its own what they call fundamental frequency. You ever pick up the telephone call, somebody said hello, you knew exactly who it was. All the people that you got in your telephone contact book, but whenever anybody says hello, you can tell who it is just from the sound of their voice. That's because everybody, just like your thumbprint, your voice is different. It's got its own fundamental frequency. Your voice has its own fundamental frequency. Because your voice has its own fundamental frequency, we can agree that you have your own resonant quality. That's your resonant quality. That's your fundamental frequency. And so whenever somebody hears or feels something that feels in alignment or is a harmonic, like this is music talk, that is a harmonic of that, it's in alignment with what they're saying. Okay, Wally, you've lost me. What are you talking about? Okay. Everybody's got their own fundamental frequency. Because everybody's got their own fundamental frequency, everybody's got their sound, everybody's got their own vibration. If you've got your own vibration, if you heard somebody said that resonated with me or I felt that, that means it resonated at their individual frequency. So how do you help yourself to resonate at your own frequency? You talk out loud about how you want your situation, how you want your situation to be. As you speak out loud, you vibrate the atoms and the molecules of the air. So you're calling things into being and you are making manifest. Bam. This is how you improve the quality of your life, by speaking out loud. But only time you ever speak out loud about the quality of your life is when you're telling a story about how bad your life sucks. Like, oh, well, what happened? Oh, girl, let me tell you what happened. This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. And because you're telling the story, it's coming from your voice. It's resonating at your fundamental frequency where you're like, oh, I feel that. You feel that. You feel that. And because your brain doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's reality, when you hear this story and then your imagination is seeing the elements of this story being told again, your brain begins to pull the levers to release all the necessary neurochemicals that you were feeling at the time that event, that memory was being made. So it's like if you would stop talking about that, you could stop experiencing those neurochemicals that made you feel the way that you feel and tell yourself a different story. But the only time you're resonating with yourself is when you're telling this story about yourself that doesn't even really feel good. So Wally, what I need to do, if I'm telling you that you've got your own resonant frequency, you've got your own fundamental frequency, start saying things about your own life. And when you say things about your own life, they will resonate with you. Why? Well, they're being spoken at your fundamental frequency, so they don't have a choice but to resonate with you. So when you speak about things on your life, on your behalf, and not just tell the ugly side of things, like the only time like these words come from your mind, through your heart, out your mouth is when you're telling some sad story about some event that when you regurgitate it really doesn't do you a lick of good. So why do you keep telling these stories to passersby? What I recommend we do is tell a more compelling story about the future where you're trying to get to. Say some things about you, through you, for you, to you, that resonate with you. I mean, you don't even have to believe them 100% when you first start out. I mean, like, we all lie to ourselves about certain things. Like, look, check it out. If you take an honest personal inventory and you think of like some story that you like to tell people about, some tragic incident that happened in your life, more than likely, it ain't even happened like that, did it? I know. Okay. Shh. We look. We ain't gonna tell nobody. We ain't gonna tell nobody. But what we do want to agree on. What we do want to agree on is sometimes we will lie to ourselves to enhance our perception of this reality. That's all I want you to agree on. You just said that when you look back over that story, the way you've been telling people, it ain't really happened like that. So if that's not the way that it really happened, okay, then we can agree that sometimes you'll lie to yourself okay, all human beings do it. It's psychology. You will tell a lie to make yourself look better according to the way that the story was told. I mean, you can look that stuff up. That is human psychology. So if this is psychology, if the way that this is the way that you're wired, and if you've been known to do this, all I'm saying is lie on your own behalf. Lie on your own behalf. Lie and tell yourself a better narrative that resonates with you that you can then begin to find evidence of. Because as you say these things out loud, if it comes from your subconscious mind to your conscious mind and then you speak it, well, as soon as you speak it, well, your conscious mind is then tuned to finding the evidence of the things that you just articulated. That way you won't go crazy. Your subconscious mind and your conscious mind, they have to be in congruence so that you don't go crazy. So the things that you think and the things that you say, you have to find congruency, or you have to find the evidence in this reality that we share so that you don't go crazy. Otherwise, you just saying stuff and it don't have no evidence to back it up, and that means you're crazy. So in order for you not to go crazy, the things that you think about yourself and subsequently say about yourself, you then become tuned to finding the evidence about yourself. And all Wally is saying, all I'm saying is, say a better narrative. Even if you can't find the evidence to find that it's a true right now. Okay, that's me going back to saying, all right, you already told us that you already lied in the past about a story. All I'm saying is start speaking a better narrative from your thoughts, from your heart, out your mouth, so that it resonates with you. And then you will begin to find the evidence of that reality. Like, the reason it sucks is because you keep telling your sad story, and that's all you ever hear. And believing comes from hearing. And you believe more the things that resonate with you. So if you believe more the things that resonate with you, and all you're telling is a negative narrative about what you've got going on, where you're just vibrating this grand negative narration about this life that you're living, and you're finding the evidence of it, which is why it continues to suck for you. You continue to feel the way that you feel, but you don't understand why you feel the way that you feel. But this is the story you're telling, and you're just finding the evidence to support it. Like, that's how this thing works. That's how this thing works. You don't believe a different narrative about yourself because you don't ever hear a different narrative about yourself, because you're not saying out loud a different narrative about yourself. So check this out. In being better, because my daddy always said, once you get a new piece of knowledge, you're thereby charged with doing better by it. And so, if anything that I said, if it's resonating with you, like, oh yeah, Wally, I felt that. I know you did, because it comes from my heart to yours. But if you're feeling this, do something with it. Wally, what do you want me to do with it? I want you to stop telling the sad, negative, bad parts of your story, because believing comes from hearing. And as you're telling those parts of your story, that's what you're hearing. And because that's what you're hearing, where your subconscious mind is then tuned to finding more evidence about it. See, I'm trying to break you out of the everything sucks loop. The reason you're in the everything sucks loop is because you can't find, or you're not tuning your subconscious mind to finding different evidence to appreciate a different trajectory or a different way that you're trying to go. And so when you're in the everything sucks loop, but I give you something different to attend to, you focus on something different. And as you focus on something different, when it then comes into your peripheral, well, then your conscious mind is like, oh, Leah, let me pay attention to that. And that breaks you out of the everything sucks loop. Like, this is how you hack and fix your life. But you don't have to wait for me to say a word. You don't have to, all right, well, let me check my Facebook. Let me see what Wally talking about. Let me check. Because I might not have made a video that morning. I might be going through a crisis of my own. I might be on the phone helping somebody else. But what you can do, you can speak to your own situation. My new power phrase is, great God that I am. All right, if you're going to say that God is omnipotent, God is everywhere, God is inside of me, and the I am is God. Anytime you say I am, your subconscious mind, all this good your conscious mind, all this good neocortex that you have, this thinking brain, it then has to try to satisfy the query of whatever that I am is. So whenever you say I am sad, whether your subconscious mind tunes itself to finding the evidence of this reality that we share, of events that cause you to produce the necessary chemical formula, make you feel sad because you said, I am sad. But when you say, I am happy, well then, all right, well, all this neocortex then has to get all these senses involved to try to pick up the stimuli to support, well, he said, I am happy. So we have to find the evidence to say, I am happy. So if you're talking about all of this that God made, great God that I am, God never fails, great God that I am, because the I am is inside of me, it is who I am, but I'm trying to satisfy what that I am is by saying I am. My conscious mind is then tuned to finding that. When you say the word, great God that I am, your conscious mind is then wide open, And you're then tuned to finding the evidence of whatever I am needs satisfaction in your life. Because everybody's I am is different. Yours might be I am healthy, I am happy, I am strong, I am secure, I am confident, I am financially stable, I am okay, I am stable. Like everybody's I am has a potential to be different, but to be able to call up from what's inside, it's all the same. It's all the same. We're all wired the same. We're all a bag of flesh with bones and neurons and nerves on the inside, and it all works the same. And once you have a foundational understanding of how you're wired, you can progress better in this reality that we share. When you have a better understanding that the narrative that you speak about yourself, what you say about yourself, not just what you think about yourself, but what you say about yourself, because it comes from your voice, your fundamental frequency into your ears, interpreted by your brain. And at that point, the body's like, okay, this must be a very important message because it resonates with every piece of me. Why does it resonate from every piece of you? Because it came from you and it is you, it is of you, and therefore it resonates with you. So when you talk to, through, and about your situation, you then tune your mind to find the evidence about that situation. And when you understand that believing comes from hearing, and you stand a higher chance of believing something greater that stems from you, your life will be better. Ooh, that was a good one. Oh. Were you entertained? I know you were. Because this is Wally, baby. Were you educated? I know you were. Because this is Wally, baby. Were you inspired? I know you were. Because this is Wally, baby. And I know I said something. You're like, that's true. That's a fact. Go on and hit that Cash App. But greater than that, the things that I give you that are feather philosophy are neuroscience. And what I mean by that? I mean these are things that are verifiable for you, 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 for me. Everybody can benefit from this because this is how you're wired. When I talk about your psychology, this is how you're wired. When I talk about hacking your physiology, this is how you are wired. And so I know that I've said something today that resonates with you that you can use on this journey to make your life better. That's all I want to do. Mega Bread only want to see you eat, because it's all about our imperfect greatness. Helping everyday people, because you're everyday people, helping everyday people with everyday problems make every day better than the day before. That's all. And if you were picking up what I'm putting down, or if you were feeling what I was saying, my job's done. But if you need a little bit more, you better contact me.